it's 6 losses. Alright, so the last game we're gonna watch is Warlock versus GamesGod. Warlock won its first 2 games, and we've got the ultimate one, a 2v2. If GamesGod wins this, we would have a crazy 2v2v2 between those 3 AIs to define the winner, which will be qualified with Nagua for the next stage. And of course, if Warlock win, it is the qualified player. Okay, it looks like Solidus did trade a lot, a bit. That's funny. Maybe 1 or 2 trade cards for each. Anyway. Okay, it's gonna be this one. Well, honestly, GamesGod versus Warlock in 4v4 was pretty interesting too, but I can't show everything, unfortunately. I need to make choices, and believe me, that 2v2 was really interesting. One of the best matches of this tournament, actually. So once again, I will go for fast speed, especially the early game, because after this I would like to cast in live this time Elephant Man versus Mongodai, which will be the final of the group 2. The 2 AIs are already qualified, we just need to know the rank 1 and the rank 2. Well, I think I'm wrong because we've got Novacat, which is another AI which has to play also against Mongodai, so I was wrong. We've got Novacat Hand versus Mongodai plus Mongodai versus MrElephant to be played. So this time we've got GamesGod as Hunt, which is the Marrow Sieve of its opponent, and the ally will be Frankish. So it looks like the strategy as Hunt remains the same then as Byzantine for GamesGod. It happens with scouts and then it goes for archery units. And as Frankish, it goes for a small boom with 2 GCs and a castle, which is a bit different from what we saw as Britain. Okay, so we've got throwing Axeman in action against yellow. And for some reason green focuses on yellow instead of red. That can be a mistake. So I think that the difference between Warlock and Solidus is Warlock is way more aggressive than Solidus overall. And it used to train knights, while Solidus will train especially trash units, spearmen and range units. So it looks like this strategy is not working as well as it did against Solidus, because this time it looks like GamesGod is gonna lose one player. Oh boy, once again, I made a mistake. Too bad. Sorry about this. Anyway, the best part of the game is coming. So what you missed is the fact that blue was wrapped by yellow. Green is now pushing quite well against red. And the very good point here is the fact that blue managed to survive with at least one population. And one GC. Okay. So, as Frankish when you are in Imperial Age, what do you expect to train? At least you would like to see some paladins. But when you are GamesGod, it's not your priority. Don't expect to see some paladins here. So green is actually full population. Red is late. Green actually do have a pretty decent defense with those already many military buildings. We've got 3 TCs. But unfortunately GamesGod is now 1 versus 2. Yeah, really sorry Bandit for having stayed on the bracket so long. So from the 2 previous games, what comes in our mind is the fact that GamesGod definitely can come back. Actually, green is doing fine, despite the fact that we've got so many units in the opposite team. And we can expect blue to reboom. It did so well in the 4v4 against Solidus. Alright, the problem is actually Blue did lose its unique villager. So, okay, it just trained a new one. I assume that Green did send resources to Blue. Alright, we've got Cavaliers for Green. It's really too bad that Blue lost its market. That way GamesGod do not have the opportunity to trade cards. But fortunately you do have 3 relics. And we increase the speed, so Green is now pushing red. At this point it's a question of timing, because Green first needs Yellow to lose its military against the castles, and then it can potentially kill Red. But as long as Yellow does have a decent army, it's gonna be pretty hard to destroy the Reds down. Alright, so we've got a second TC for Blue. So the army's composition of Green player is throwing Axeman, we've got hand cannoneers, we've got pikemen, and from what I've seen we've got also some skirmishers. We've got scouts. So that's various units, but definitely we would like to see paladins. Alright, so once again Yellow lost its whole units. Green would be able to counter again against Red this time. But Red is actually low population. There is a real opportunity here for Green to kill Red. What's Yellow population? Yeah, Yellow might come and help right now, of course. But we managed to damage Red a lot. Unfortunately, Blue doesn't come back. It does have at least 12 units, well 12 civilian population, but I don't see any farm despite there's so many wood actually gathered. So 29 population for red. We've got 1 TC remaining and almost nothing else. It lost its market. So the real danger here is yellow only. So how GamesGod would lose this game? And once again I think that those 3 castles helps a lot against yellow's assault. Well, it would have been really cool if the blue player built a market, because actually green is forced to train crash units because it do not have gold anymore. Red is 14 population, so close to die. Alright, 1 castle for blue. Still no farms for some reasons. It would be interesting to see what are the conditions for GamesGod to build its farms. Red is rebooming in its corner. Still no farm for blue. already 2 hours game. Well, what's red population? Alright, he's growing again. Well, I think that it would be a disaster if Green loses its castle. At least we've got blue, 2 castles from blue. It is the way to participate to the fight. Alright, red is actually rebounding quite well. It does have 3 TCs. It's back to 94 population, civilian population. Yeah, red is definitely back. Alright, we've got farms for blue, but it's definitely too late. So 3 hours game. Green played in 1 versus 2 during almost 2 hours, but this time it's gonna be over. Definitely if blue did build some farms on time, it would have come back far ago, and I'm pretty sure that GamesGod would have won this without those defensive castles. Green can't do much now. Yeah, blue is close to die again. Tiny population for blue. Spice castles, and the economy is actually touched. Alright. GamesGod might resign soon now. So you understand why I wanted to show those games. Unfortunately, GamesGod is officially eliminated, but it definitely deserved to be shown from what he did in those games. That was really impressive. And Warlock is qualified with this ultimate game. We're gonna watch the brackets. Alright. So the score is 3-0 for Warlock. 4 points. And honestly, when I ran those games, I was really upset when GamesGod lost that 2v2. It was so close to win, and I was very excited by the fact we could have a 2v2v2 to define the rank number 2 in this group. But unfortunately, Warlock won that one. So yeah, GamesGod did pretty well despite the fact it just won 2 games. And congratulations Nagua for having dominated this group so easily. Alright, so G15 second rank. So Warlock reached group 9 with Zero, Doomsday and the tutorial ones. This is another AI made by Mabuse, which is qualified. And this is, if I'm right, 20 and 4 years old. Let me check. This is right. Okay. So we've got actually 3 Mabuse AIs qualified. We've got ATE, Thunderhawk, and Warlock Hun.